Hi everyone and welcome to week 8. We have made it to the last week of this class. We've covered a lot of material in 8 weeks and I'm just really encouraged by the way that you guys have engaged the material, the way that you've asked questions and the discussions that were very thoughtful, and just your passion for students that's really come through, and your desire to know and better understand the ways that they grow and develop in college. So thank you so much for the part that you've played in engaging this class. And we have covered quite a bit. We opened up by talking about how we define student development theory and quickly jumped into psychosocial theory. We talked about the 7 vectors, Chickering's 7 vectors, and looked at identity development. And then we moved into talking about cognitive theory. You guys, we discussed how students make sense of information and how they view authority, and really kind of jumped in with that. And then moved on to talking about disability identity development and social class theory. That was over the week of Thanksgiving, and that was a very rich discussion. So I really appreciated the ways that you engaged that material as well. And then we talked about racial and ethnic and multicultural multi-ethnic identity development. And you guys, again, had another great discussion. There were some really good readings that week, and we were able to kind of talk about that. And then we moved into faith and spiritual identity development. I think that was probably one of my favorite discussions we had of all the 8 weeks, just because you all were willing to be vulnerable and share about your own personal experience as you tried to make sense of that information. And then this past week, we've been talking about how to apply theory to practice and some of the challenges with that. And again, it was a really good discussion. We had you broken up into 2 smaller groups, but I think that was just really helpful in being able to talk, maybe carry on some conversations with a couple of people, and really be able to ask some good questions. So I encourage you, if this is something that's been really interesting, if you have a desire to do more research on student development theory, you just want to know more about it, let me know, because there are positions within higher education that you can focus specifically on research that relates to theory, and to be able to pursue that, just let me know. I'd love to encourage you in that and kind of talk about some opportunities related to that. We'll also get into that if you have not taken the Student Affairs Practice class. We'll look at some of the different functional areas within Student Affairs, and you'll be able to see that there is a component that is probably areas that you hadn't even thought about related to possibilities to work in higher education. So this week we're going to get into the presentations. You guys will submit those by Tuesday evening at 11:59. You'll want to have your presentation posted. The most important place that it's posted is in the discussion. So if you do not post it in the tab, the assignment tab for your presentation, that's okay. I can find it in the discussion, but it has to be in the discussion. It has to be accessible to the rest of the class. Now you guys will comment on 4 of your peers' presentations from Tuesday until Saturday. That's going to be your focus, is watching those presentations and being able to comment and provide some feedback. So I'm hoping that you guys can use this feedback if you're finishing up those final papers, to be able to add maybe something you hadn't thought of, or to be able to enhance those a bit after you've presented on this material. I think in the instructions in the discussion prompt, I said, please make sure that you comment on somebody's presentation who's not received a comment or received a post, because it's really important that everybody gets feedback. So I don't want us to like hone in on one person's presentation. I really want to kind of spread out the opportunity to receive feedback. So make sure you pay attention to that. And then we'll kind of close out the week. You guys will submit your final papers if you haven't already, and that's really going to be the conclusion of the class. Your next goal is to enjoy the Christmas holiday, the break that you have between Christmas and then the spring semester. So if you have any questions in the meantime, by all means, let me know. I want to remind you that the APA form or paper or packet is posted in Canvas if you want to review that, so that you make sure that you're citing things correctly. I'd hate for you to miss points on that when that information is readily available. So, okay, well, let me know if you have any questions. Again, this has been so good. I've enjoyed it so much working with you all and teaching this class and just engaging with you through this class. So thank you so much. Have a wonderful, wonderful week, and I look forward to connecting with you soon. All right.